Tonight, it's Syracuse University coming off 2 red-hot wins, but they're going against the Baylor Bears, who are even hotter, undefeated this season. I'm Rowan Mastrangelo alongside my good friend Jack Elliott. Jack, Syracuse riding its first winning streak of the year after 2 straight wins, 1 against Utah, 2 against Ohio State, both of which were sweeps. But the Baylor Bears, 4-0, and their most recent victory, it's against the defending champions, the Boise State Broncos, a 3-0 sweep in favor of the Bears.
Yeah, Rowan, that's a terrifying message to everybody in the PEC. They're saying, we're Baylor, we have 2 pro players signed to our roster, and we just swept the defending champions. The defending champions who won, of course, the PEC kickoff here in the Shine Gaming and Esports Center in that Week 1 bout. And, I mean, they beat Syracuse a couple weeks ago. That's terrifying. This is a terrifying test for Syracuse, but it's one I'm sure that they're up to the task of.
That's right. Syracuse had a really hard strength of schedule starting out. They faced Michigan State Week 1 and Boise State Week 2, both losses. But like you said, a close game against Boise State, and we've seen that they're capable of competing with these top teams, and today they're going to get a test like that again against Baylor. 2 RLCS-level players on this Bears lineup. We've got Andy and Hoxer, both of which have played for a number of years. But Syracuse as well has got some really good recruits, and I'd love to take a look at their roster. It's highlighted by Gababy in the center, captain, returning for his second year on the squad, and to his right, Lesser, and then Tiz as well. Both Lesser and Tiz, newcomers on this squad. Jack, who have you liked from this trio?
I mean, I think they're all fantastic. The one that has stuck out to me the most, though, is Tiz. Tiz has played fantastic all year. We've kind of talked about him as the glue guy of this Syracuse roster, and I think that's a fair assessment. He's always where he needs to be. You know, Gababy's the captain, and Lesser was really starting to show his stuff the past couple weeks, but Tiz is the guy who's been, the engine for this team, I'd say.
Tiz the only player to have a goal in the last 2 series combined in every game. He's had a goal in the last 6 contests. No other Orange Rocky League stud can say the same. So he has been fantastic, contributing on all ends in saves and assists. He leads the team in saves with 32 of their team's 86. So very solid showing from him, and one that we didn't quite expect. Like you said, he was marketed as a glue guy, but frankly, he's done a lot more than just hold down the fundamentals. He is everywhere at all times and standing out. And glue doesn't really stand out, but he's been doing just that. And we head right into game 1 here. Baylor, Syracuse, the Bears, and the Orange. 5 seconds in, we are underway.
Yeah, Rowan, really excited for this matchup. These are 2 fantastic teams, but Baylor is one that, listen, we weren't sure what to expect out of them coming into this season. They had 2 pro players, but the third player was a bit of a mystery. That spot has been filled by JT, of course, but that's going to be, they proved themselves last week. They played 3 not-so-great teams in the first 3 weeks, not like top of the PEC teams, you'd say.
Right.
And beating the defending champions, that's impressive stuff.
That's a clutch save from Tiz there. There was an opening on net, but immediately patched up by the glue guy we spoke about pregame. And like you said, Jack, JT's done a great job keeping up with the RLCS talent in Hoxer and Andy. JT's been on this roster for a bit of a time, one of the only walk-ons in CRL, and Baylor was actively looking to fill his spot, but after September hit, they kind of just let him ride it out, and he's been doing his fair share with his 2 pro teammates.
It's really impressive being asked to fill that hole as there's a shot on goal and nobody's in the net for Syracuse. Bit of a scary situation there. It's impressive to see somebody step up to the task that they have been asked to accomplish that not many people thought that they could.
Just about a minute and a half into game 1, 0-0 scoreboard. Some very solid play from both teams. Some good offensive aggression from the Bears, and Syracuse matching it as well. We saw in the first 2 matches, the Orange were playing from their own half a lot of the time, and they've spent a pretty decent share in the Baylor end. Again, Syracuse in orange and the Baylor Bears in blue. Some good aggression here from Syracuse, and Gababy will clear it to the boards and take to the skies. Beats out one, and Andy off the back wall can't quite find it. Lesser and JT jostling in the air, and Tiz will have to make a play off the glass. He gets it away from Hoxer. Andy won't push. Gababy will advance for Syracuse.
That's going to be the biggest key to this game, is that aggression as Tiz slams one off the back wall. They've left their goal wide open a couple times, and it's going to cost them here, Rowan. But they've left their goal wide open a couple times. You're going to see some goals like that where there's nobody back, but they played better against Boise when they had push numbers forward, and they kind of left the back open a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of opportunities to push against Boise, and when they did, that's when we saw goals. So starting to harp on that early on in game 1 is definitely a good recipe for success for the Orange. As they win the faceoff here, 2 folks with no boost and a pinch that'll buy the Boise D a little more time. They come up with the 50. Hoxer wave dash. Lesser's there to stop it. It's in the corner, and Tiz will hop off the wall. 1 touch, 2 touch off the ground. It's about as productive you're going to get with 30 boosts in the air. Andy off the ceiling, dropping it down. Hoxer next. No. Tiz. He'll push for Syracuse.
It's a nice pass up the side there from Tiz. Gababy right where he needed to be. Could have created something. Could have gotten a nice centering ball in, but wasn't going to happen. What a ball.
Wow,
there.
The dish to Andy, but Lesser is on time and on target with the save. A clutch stop to keep this Baylor lead to just 1 goal. We approach the 2-minute mark. Syracuse not a ton of shots on net. This last minute has been all Bears. Gababy up to the sidewall, and Lesser bumps Tiz out of the way, and Gababy will take it from the ground. Just overshoots it with the boost, bumps Andy. Tiz off the backboard, drop down, good! Tiz off the glass and off his rocker for the first goal of the Orange.
That was nasty, nasty work from Tiz. Gababy left it for him because he knew there's anybody who's going to dunk it down like that, it's his teammate. Just really good reading each other, good chemistry there.
1-1, we are notched up with a minute 52 to play. It's anyone's game now. Andy pops the face off to the side. Tiz gets the reset off the ceiling, but can't quite put it towards the net. Got him in no man's land now here, and a 50-50 goes the way of the Bears. Centering pass for Baylor. 50'd out wide. Andy, there's one, there's two, but Tiz is the third who shuts it down. That shot's just wide left. 2 shots on net and 2 decent plays from the Orange defense. Gababy can't stuff it though with no boost, and Andy will immediately restart the Baylor Bears attack. No, Lesser will pinch it down. JT, both teams trading for possession here, and a big boom will give the Baylors some offensive momentum. Andy, there's one off the backboard, 2. Got the flip reset, but Tiz creates some traffic in the air as we approach 1 minute to play.
Bit of a scary double commit left Syracuse wide open there. Both Lesser and Tiz went for it in the air. Just kind of didn't communicate that, Rowan.
We saw a lot of double commits in the series against Ohio, and Syracuse got lucky against the Buckeyes. But this is a team that you cannot afford to make those errors against. They will capitalize. Lesser, a tight angle, but just couldn't quite find it. Nearly a beautiful slice into the net. Pops it up. Andy dropping off the ceiling. There's the flip. Gets it past Lesser. JT redirect. Got it! The 2-1 lead for the Bears with just 38 seconds for the Orange to reply.
It's just kind of, you left Tiz in no man's land there. Lesser missed that aerial defense. Gababy, I think, was demolished in the back, and there was nobody there to help Tiz. It was a 2-on-1.
A lot of aggression, and it paid off from Baylor. 38 seconds to play. The Bears with a 1-goal lead. Andy follows up the slap butt faceoff. Full tank off the back wall. Demo. Andy's flying. No, it's Hoxer. Lesser drops it down. 30 seconds to play. It's JT and Lesser jawing for it on the boards. And a double commit from Syracuse. There's another one. Put it in a good spot, but there's no one to follow up with it. And it'll only drown this dwindling clock out more. 17 seconds to go. Gababy flying high. Shot on net, no good. Tiz can't quite find it. Lesser, upper left, just wide, and Andy's there to make a stuff. 10 seconds to go. Syracuse continuing that aggressive pressure. Andy now finds some time to pop it to the corner. Now it's back in the Orange half, and Syracuse has a lot of ground to cover in this Champions Field to get that last goal. And there's the ground, and game 1 to the Bears. A solid, aggressive play style from Baylor does the trick to take game 1 against the Orange.
You know, and there were some mistakes from Syracuse that I think they can easily patch up in the second game, and that will help them win. I mean, they only lost by 1. It was a really good performance from both teams, but there were just a couple of double commits from Syracuse, a couple of wasted chances that, you know, I think if they fix those things, they can definitely make this series even.
Just some inconsistencies from Syracuse. The double commits, especially, Jack. We've seen this a little bit from the Orange in the past, and it's something that time can fix. You know, you get reps with your teams and you communicate, and it just wasn't there for them today. But it was some impressive goalkeeping, I will say. Only 4 saves for the Orange, but only 7 shots from Baylor. I expected a lot more shots. When the Orange played Boise State, they had 67 total saves across the first 2 games of the season. That's a lot. That's over 30 goals, or 30 saves, per game. And so to see only 4 saves on the chart here for the Orange, it shows that they are handling their defense well.
A lot of this game was played in the midfield, Rowan. It was not as much end-to-end action as it was lots of jockeying, especially aerially, in the midfield. That leads naturally to less shots and more just jockeying back and forth.
Jockeying. Time of possession was fairly equal that contest, but we'll head right into game 2. It's Gababy, Lesser, and Tiz, Andy, Hoxer, and JT of the Bears. The countdown's going, buttons tested. Let's get game 2 underway. Baylor maintains a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 series. Syracuse stands at 2-2 on the year, and the Baylor Bears are hunting for their 5th consecutive win. Wow, through the smoke off the glass, Andy! Beautiful first goal.
Yeah, I mean, that's just nice aerial play. That's flicked off the front. Just a little redirect at the end, a good demolition. I mean, they've always got somebody in the back line trying to cause chaos, trying to get demolitions, and it pays off quite a lot of the time.
It was a nice musty flick there to get the game started, and the second goal will come very shortly after. Lucky with the face-off. Well, really a skillful face-off. Yep, good follow-up from JT. That'll extend the lead 2-0.
There he is, that third that they didn't know if they were going to have to play with him this year. Coming in clutch, extending that lead early. 10 seconds gone, Rowan.
2-0, Baylor lead. It's a great start. They have not, this is their largest lead of the day, and we're only 10 seconds in to the second game. Off the sidewall, JT now taken to the ceiling. Lesser intercepts, Hoxer grounds it, and Gababy gets it off the top immediately. Andy to the sidewall, Lesser, a lot of back and forth between both teams, and a pinch just wide of the Baylor net. Gababy sends it back towards the middle, but Hoxer with a big boom will put Tiz in a defensive spot. He's got a full tank and a solid high IQ bunk from Hoxer. Now a demo on Gababy. The Baylor Bears have numbers, and Lesser will equalize it with a clutch save in the air.
You know what I'll say for the player, for JT, is that playing with two RLCS players will make you better over time. You will learn from them, and I think that's happened a lot for Baylor here.
100%. We've seen it a little bit with these guys with Gababy, but having two RLCS caliber players who've been playing competitively for over 7 years now, yeah, it really does wonders for a lineup. Hoxer shot on net. No, Gababy will just butt it out of the way. And a wall pinch will set Andy up, but not if Tiz can say anything about it. He's everywhere all the time. A good misdirection from him, but can't quite find contact on that ball. Rolling towards the net. Everyone expected contact there, and Andy will make it in a defensive way. Wide open net. Tiz shot good. There it is. Orange on the board.
Just chaos in the Baylor backline. There was nobody there after that. I mean, they assumed that he was just going to carry that ball forward, and a really good interception from Lesser. Tiz, I mean, it's too easy.
Tiz, a good goal, but what bought him that time, he bumped one of the defenders earlier. So a play off the ball resulted in direct success on the ball. Really good multi-play from Tiz. Lesser off the ceiling, trying to equalize this shot, going for the bump. He got it, but the ball was also made some contact. A really good redirect from Andy Gababy, a little bit of an awkward angle. He'll bump it to his teammate Lesser. Ball in the sky. Tiz has got it. Drifting towards the net. Got the flip reset, but can't gain much ground with it. Lesser will go for the double tap. Drops it down, but Andy's there to make the play.
Syracuse getting some chances, getting in a position to be able to convert them rather than send it wide. And they're just being denied right now by the Baylor defense, but eventually those will start to break through.
Hoxer shot on net. Gababy clears it wide left. Lesser and Tiz going to have to communicate for this ball, but Gababy will follow it up with a second touch. 33 boost off the side. Trying to find Lesser upstairs, but the pass just wide. JT now, him and Tiz going to have to go 1v1. Gababy, a clutch touch to prevent Andy from following up on that opportunity.
Yeah, that was all Gababy. If he doesn't get there, that's a surefire goal.
Tiz and Hoxer, bit of a 50 there. A nice positioning from Hoxer to get the save. Gababy will send it towards the sidewall, and Tiz meeting the captain at the boards. Flying up is Gababy. Tiz, the redirect just off the crossbar. Not enough room to work with, but the orange aggression has been much better in this second half of play.
And they've defended by playing offense, if that makes sense, Rowan. They've been defending because they have kept Baylor in their own half for so long. The chances have been so few and far between.
Tiz drops it down, not the angle he was hoping for, but Gababy will take it from here. A bit of an open net, 1v1 to Hoxer. Flip reset, no! A beautiful bicycle save from Hoxer to keep their lead. Lesser now sending a little back pass to Gababy, but Hoxer gets in the way. Just 2 saves and no goals on the day for Hoxer, one of the 2 RLCS teammates of the Baylor Bears. Gababy and Hoxer gets their first. Lesser in net, tough positioning, wasn't back post, and Hoxer takes advantage.
She was able to maneuver around him, Rowan. I mean, that's what happens when you're not all the way at that back post to defend. They go one way, they go whichever way your car isn't facing, and it's so difficult to get back rather than get forward.
That's a huge insurance goal with just under 90 seconds to go. The Bears lead the Orange 3-1. And the face-off darts to Tiz with a full tank of boost. He will take to the skies. The flip reset does nothing. Lesser, good redirect. Andy coming down from the heavens. A beautiful save.
Seemed like Andy just came out of nowhere there.
Big shot on net. Tiz off the backboard. Him and JT fighting for possession. And now Andy in the corner. Just off the back wall, can't quite get a redirect pass to JT, who was waiting for it center, but instead he'll put his efforts to defense and get followed up with a touch from Hoxer, pushing this ball further into Syracuse's zone. Andy in the middle, Gababy also in the sky. A good flip reset. It'll just advance the Baylor possession more. And that's what they want to do here, Jack. They really want to keep... Oh, my goodness! Give him a speeding ticket, but Andy was there to stop him. Wow, what a quick shot, quick play.
I don't know how he got so much momentum on that, Rowan. It seemed like he just kind of flicked it forward, and all of a sudden it was going 70, 80 miles an hour.
30 seconds to go, and we are in the Baylor half. A tight shot just finds the back of the net. Gababy puts this contest to 1.
And, I mean, really, the defensive play from Lesser is what I want to take a look at here. I mean, he just knocks Andy out of the way. Andy was in no position to defend that because Lesser had gotten a bump on him seconds before.
3-2, 26 seconds to play. Here's the faceoff. Goes in favor of the Orange. They did that to Tiz just a moment ago, but instead Gababy is the recipient this time around. Speaking of Tiz, he's demolished by JT, and that will buy the Baylor Bears a little bit of time. They want to keep this in the Orange half for as long as they can as we hit the 10-second mark. And JT, that shot just high, but the insurance goal is good. 4-2 Baylor. That's going to make it a lot harder, Jack.
The Syracuse backline was just nowhere to be found, largely due to the demolitions of the Baylor Bears. They were, all over Syracuse from the kickoff there. Didn't leave Syracuse any room to do anything. Lots of demolitions, no defense.
4-2, 7 seconds to play. The Orange going to need to make something big happen here, but it's looking unlikely. Yep, the clock will dwindle down, and once this ball touches the floor, that'll do it. Baylor going for one more flashy goal. And are they going to get it? They might. No. Tiz stops it. Here we go. Jack, what did you like about this contest? What didn't you like?
I thought Syracuse's aggression was a lot better in this game. Unfortunately, the way that Baylor plays is that they get in your face. They try and demolish you. They try and bump you. It's so difficult to avoid that no matter how good you are. So that's the thing that I liked most from Baylor, and that's why they're winning this contest. But also, Syracuse has come back from 2-0 down against a good opponent before. They can do this reverse sweep. They just need to find a way to get past that aggression, that physicality of Baylor.
Last time they almost came back from a 2-0 deficit, it was against the Boise State Broncos in week 2 of PEC play. They worked their way all the way to game 5, and then the Orange fell in overtime. It was a great game, and it showed that the Syracuse squad does have a lot of grit, a lot of fight, and they're able to come back from these situations. When they were in this exact scenario against Boise, how did they come back?
They started getting really aggressive, bro. They started playing forward. Now, they've been doing that all this game, right? So that's not the issue. The issue kind of has been that defensive fortitude. But also, they're not giving up a ton of goals. It's just Baylor's converting their chances right now. Syracuse isn't.
Sometimes it's not a numbers game. It's just a game of quality, and it seems that the Bears are having much more quality shots than the Orange. Not a ton of saves on either end, so yeah, the shots on goal, it's not like it's a huge problem, but we'll head into game 3, and the Orange back is against the wall. Will they cower deeper into it or break it down? 2-0 Baylor lead as the clock hits 4:55. Now, at this point last game, Baylor was already up 1-0, so this is a better start for the Orange.
Yeah, absolutely. And they were actually now up 2-0.
Right.
So
right.
The Syracuse is already playing better than they did in that last game, and that's just so tough to come back from, Rowan. Being down 2-0 early, then you have to get 2, and only to send it to overtime. And Baylor is such a defensively sound team. That's always going to be difficult.
Grounds the 50 down is Lesser, and Gababy can't quite convert for the Orange. Tiz and Andy jostling on the boards. Flip reset off the ceiling, couldn't make contact. Gababy's going to go for it. The pre-flip, no avail, and Hoxer will make a decent touch for his Bears. Gababy couldn't get the redirect. Andy will clean it up. A big opportunity. That Orange could have gotten on the board there.
And that's what I'm talking about converting chances. You've got an opportunity to put a really quality shot on net, maybe get a rebound. Syracuse scores a lot on rebounds, and they haven't gotten many of them today. Most of their chances have been one and done.
50 sends that ball soaring to the corner, and Gababy centered it, but no one there to make the conversion. So now Tiz off the wall. Let's see, he's been going for a lot of flip resets today, and he'll do just that, but he won't go for the flip, and Andy was all over it. A solid save and good show of IQ.
Yeah, it's just a good read. Tiz, he did that move a couple weeks ago against Utah, and it worked, but it was not going to work there.
No, he's been doing it all day today. Here's a shot just upstairs, and JT will clear it for his Bears to maybe get some more offense going. No, a nice shot there from Lesser to boom this ball downfield. And off the back wall, it'll give a little more time for the Bears defense to collect themselves. Again, 0-0 here with 3:15 to play about. Here's a shot towards the Orange net. No, Gababy will intercept, and it's back in the Baylor net. I assume this game for the Bears, it's going to be very defensively sound. They don't really need to apply and take as many offensive risks today.
I would agree. And something I'm noticing from Syracuse today, Rowan, is that the passes are not quite on target.
Sure.
A couple weeks ago, last 2 to 3 games, the passes have been inch perfect, and it's been a little more difficult. Gababy's going to get Syracuse on the board first there.
Really good opening. Look at this, just dropped it down. A beautiful touch. If he hit that any further, I don't think a baby was going to get there, and the angle was just out of reach of Hoxer. So orange on the board 1-0.
And there's a better example of the passing that we're looking for. That was a good connection between the two teammates. We need to see more of that if they're going to take this game.
This is the first orange lead of the day, and Gababy was looking to extend such a tight margin of success, and he couldn't quite find it. Hoxer brings it to the corner where Tiz meets him, and JT will meet the Virginia native there as well. Lesser flying, Hoxer as well. Orange pushing, no boost. Here's a centering pass from Lesser. Gababy couldn't quite get it.
No, but he was there. He was backing his teammate up. Those positions, they'll start to pay off.
Near shot on net from Andy, but Gababy is there. Approaching the 2-minute mark in the orange with their first lead of the day. Up 3-0, JT finds the upper part of the net for the evening goal.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Tiz just missed out on that aerial 50. Allowed it to get knocked down. JT, an easy finish.
1-1, 2:05 to play. This next goal is going to have a lot of weight. A lot of weight. Could give the orange some confidence or give the Bears. I mean, they don't need any more confidence. You know, you're up 2-0. You have so much cushion to play with. Gababy and Andy, a 50 there. If Andy wasn't there, it would have been a nice shot on net. But the rotations is something as well that the Bears have been doing a great job of today. Their offensive presence is obviously very pertinent, as a beautiful save from Lesser comes out of a rocket from JT. And the orange looking to wall up again. Andy, the double tap. Yes, Tiz is there. Come on.
That was a great save, and that was some scary defense. The Baylor, again, doing what they do best, knocking people out of the way, and Syracuse defended by the skin of their teeth.
1-1 with just under 90 seconds to go. JT taking to the skies. Lesser, not a ton of boost, but enough to make the play. This ball's been in the Syracuse zone for 25-30 seconds now. A double commit in the air from the Bears, and Tiz again with another save, keeping this orange hope alive. Andy's got it, continuing to apply the pressure for his Baylor Bears. A tough touch from Lesser puts this in even more Bear contention, but Tiz now on the sidewall. He's looking to push this deeper into Baylor territory. He gets it over Hoxer with the flip reset. Andy's there to make the play. And it's the one and only Andy who will continue the push, but Syracuse stuffs it. 1-1, 45 seconds to go. As time winds down, the stakes of this next goal only rises. Andy, the flip reset. Hoxer faked it, but Lesser was all over it, and now an open net for Syracuse. They will convert. Lesser with the go-ahead goal. 2-1 lead for the Orange.
Just absolutely clinical. A bit of an overcommit there. Tiz goes out of his way to bump JT, so there's no chance. And Baylor just overcommitted, and Syracuse took advantage.
Syracuse, just their second lead of the contest. The first one came with the first goal of the day, a near own goal from Hoxer, but it's just wide of his own net. That would have been massive for Syracuse, and there's a centering pass from Gababy. JT whiffs. Lesser, opportunity, just high. Tiz with the follow-up, floating around the net, and Andy fires it away. Now Gababy with just under 15 seconds to go. Hoxer nails it off the ceiling. Tiz is flying with enough boost to do something. 40, boost, makes the flip reset. Yes, a successful 50, come on! The luck in the cards for Syracuse.
And I'm noticing Baylor's just been a little bit more porous at the back this game. They've let a couple more easy chances go, and Syracuse takes advantage. How can they carry this into next game?
3-1 Orange lead, 4 seconds to go. It's looking like Syracuse will get their first win of the day, and if you didn't think so before, you definitely do now. Tiz knocks in the fourth goal.
I mean, that's just stat padding there, but really valid stat padding. You want as much confidence as you can get going into Game 4.
Especially against a team like Baylor. They're not going to, they're probably not going to score 2 goals in 4 seconds, but just to have that morale boost and know you can beat them by as many goals as you want, it's a good feeling. And there you go. Winner, Orange, Syracuse, taking Game 3, 2-1 deficit now.
I'm going to try and answer my own question, Rowan. How can they take this momentum into next game? And how can they take what they did that game? They were more persistent offensively. Not necessarily aggressive, but their offensive chances were well metered and well thought out. They don't have to see red and dive into an offensive chance, send all three forward, but they can commit numbers safely, and they need to do more of that.
It was 8 shots in this contest for Syracuse, 7 for Baylor, but 8 is the most that we've seen from the Orange out of all the games today. So definitely more of an offensive presence. They were converting on a lot more opportunities. There were a few times where the net was a little open in games 1 or 2, and they just couldn't quite find the back of it. They did a really nice job with that today. Going into this, I'm sure Baylor's going to adapt. They're a very adaptive team. They've got a lot of experience. You think Syracuse should keep up this aggression or play a little more defensive?
I think they can find that middle ground like they did in Game 3. I think, they were defending by the skin of their teeth for a while, Rowan, and it was pretty tense, but they always seem to have somebody in net. The rotations were a lot better defensively. I think they can find that middle ground here.
A lot of times when we see series go into games 4 or 5, we see teams opt for a more defensive approach. Like when Syracuse went to Game 5 against Boise State, the final score was 1-0, and overtime lasted almost 3 minutes. So we sometimes see teams in those final moments opt for a more defensive approach. I'm curious to see if Syracuse will. That was a mistake that they said they kind of made in those final moments, and they thought that they could have taken that game if they stepped on the gas a little bit more. Do you think that would work against a team like this?
Well, I think they've been stepping on the gas here, Rowan. I think these first 3 games have been marked by a lot more aggression.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think that's why they lost the first 2 games. But I don't think that'll be. I think they can get rid of that. They don't need to be as aggressive as they were, but they can find somewhere where they can commit 1 or 2 forward at a time, try and make a chance, but they don't have to give up all hope of defending.
Against Boise State, the Orange were constantly playing from behind, and they're doing the same today. A 2-0 deficit has now become 2-1, looking to become 2-2 and push this thing to Game 5. It's Syracuse. They've been in this position before, and let's see how they come out of it with their second try. 10 seconds gone, and a big pinch from Tiz. JT able to compose himself, though, and keep it in control. Off the ceiling now, he's got the flip, and he bops it to his teammate, but Tiz is there to meet him in the midfield. Now in the neutral zone, pushing to the corner, it's Tiz, and Andy will make the stop. Centering pass, Lesser overshoots it. JT, a beautiful fake. Oh, but he just overshoots it up high, and there's another one off the crossbar. 2 huge early chances for Baylor, and they can't convert.
Man, that absolutely should have been finished by JT. He had a wide open net. There was nothing there. That's a goal that just about anybody could finish. Just really unfortunate.
Tiz can't make the play. A good defensive stop from Andy. I'm sure Baylor's kicking themselves. They definitely want that one back. But score 0-0 as we are just about a minute into Game 3. A beautiful redirect, the passing, pristine. Baylor on the board.
I mean, that is what you expect out of some RLCS players, Rowan. What a ball, and Hoxer just used his leverage, got in front there, and finished.
4 minutes to play, and it's Baylor who strikes first. This has happened in Games 1 and now Game 4. Hoxer. Oh, boy. Wow, Tiz. Oh, I didn't know what was going to happen there. It's kind of in no man's land. Really slow ball. It's scary.
Yeah, and Gababy was demolished just seconds beforehand. That's not a position you want to be in. Your captain gone.
Lesser and JT, the 50, both whiff, and Gababy will get the touch. But Andy meets him there. Try to reduce the back and forth play. And Syracuse, no, they can't compose. JT and Gababy almost snuck it around him. Tiz will clean it up in time. A lot of almosts in this game from Baylor.
And they could easily be up 2-0, 3-0 right now. And that would leave Syracuse in a much more difficult position. Oh, no!
Oh, beautiful fake. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. This ball coming down. Andy pops it towards JT. Nope, no touch. Completely fooled Lesser.
Wow, that was brilliant. Just got out of the way of it, let it roll through. Knew there was nobody behind Lesser to sweep it out, and just an unfortunate read.
2-0 now, Baylor with a little bit more of a comfortable lead as we approach the 3-minute mark. It's Tiz off the sidewall, Lesser to his right, and Gababy to his left. No boost, though. Bumps Hoxer. That's about the most he could do with his boost limitations. But Baylor will continue their offense. JT centering pass to nobody. Andy will extend the offensive play by battering it to the side. Off the ceiling, gets the flip reset off the ball, doesn't use it as Tiz is there fast and on target. Now Lesser and Tiz both in the same position. Gababy, the only one who could make a play here, but he's demolished by Andy, and that is huge for the Baylor defense.
That aggression, that physicality that Baylor has been using all day on offense, now also seen on defense, and wow, that one just snuck through.
That's tough. That third goal, a 2-goal deficit and 3-goal deficit is night and day. A 50 just didn't go the way of the Orange, and Hoxer's persistence got that third goal.
And they jammed the ball into the right places. They hit the other opponents out of the way. They demolish the right people. Baylor plays this game tough as nails.
They're a smart team, and they are tough, like you said. 3-0, just past halfway. It's Hoxer in his own corner. Gababy just undershooting that aerial, so Tiz will follow up, but that leaves one Orange back. They'll have to delay this as the Bears are coming at full speed, but just wide of the net, and the Orange making a good stop there. All the Bears very low on boost. Orange, of course, don't know that, though, and most of them have a fair good amount. Tiz using that one on defense, and now it's Lesser trying to make a play, but Hoxer redirects it above in the backboard. Now heading towards the Baylor net. Lesser, no, JT gets there first, and Tiz upstairs. That's a shot on net. Hoxer flying high, makes the play.
Lesser tried to go for the bump out of the way, but just missed Hoxer in the net. Didn't get it.
100 seconds to go. Andy failed to get that one towards the net, and Lesser, no, met by Hoxer immediately upstairs. Andy with a shot on net. Tiz misses the save, but he's lucky. It's just wide right. Now Andy and Gababy fighting for it, waiting for possession, and the Bears, such patience, matched with aggression, very unpredictable. Minute 20, Hoxer drops it down. The Bears trying to stall, and the Orange trying to push. Tiz, a pass from Gababy, he converts. The Orange on the board with a minute 17.
That was a beautiful backwards bump from Gababy, right across the face of the net. For a moment, I was worried that nobody was going to get there. Tiz had just enough boost to sneak it in.
Really, it was really good technical play. It wasn't hard or anything, that pass. It was soft, very technical, very smooth, a lot of finesse.
Gababy excels there.
A minute 15 to go. Tiz flying high, gets the flip reset, uses it, gets it over one, but Hoxer's there as the second. Andy immediately trying to push defense to offense, and can Hoxer do it for him? No. Lesser with full boost makes the stop. Now it's Tiz just coming off of the boards and approaching the midfield, and we've just got less than a minute to go here. Syracuse, a 2-goal deficit. If they lose this one, they will earn their 3rd loss of the season. Then Baylor will improve to 6-5-0. 45 seconds. Tiz on top. Pass to Lesser. No, can't make contact. Drifting back towards the Orange zone. Tiz, no boost. Puts it back towards Baylor territory, and Gababy with a full tank trying to make a play. A fake bump, can't get it, and he will not get that one on goal. Now it's Tiz against Andy. Bumps Tiz. Ball nearly in the net. JT, the punishing blow. A 4-1 Baylor lead. This is tough.
Defense was turned to offense so quickly. Lesser tried to come in and bump Andy out of the way, and Andy read it, hesitated for a moment, and then continued driving, completely juked Lesser out, and he was able to come forward and nearly convert. JT cleaning up.
This is smart play, it's fast play, it's just tough to predict. And the ball, like it has been for a lot of this game, back in the Syracuse net. JT and Lesser fighting for it, but it's the Orange who get there first. Some swift passing puts the Orange back in a defensive position. And we're just approaching 10 seconds. Syracuse down 4-1. Gababy trying to lessen the blow, and that will be a shot on net. The Orange back within 2 goals. It's about a goal every 3 seconds if they want to notch this thing up at 4.
That's a tall task, Rowan.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there was just nobody back there from Baylor, probably because they feel like this one's pretty much wrapped up.
Yeah, the look on the faces of the Orange behind us, they do not look too happy or too excited. But 7 seconds to go, they rip the Spanish, and Gababy launches it towards the Baylor net, but with just 1 second to go, this game is out of reach for Syracuse. That will do it. The Bears, a really good display. Their series win over the Boise State Broncos showed that they can compete, and they did exactly the same against the Orange. A 3-1 win from Baylor.
It was a dominant performance against 2 teams in a row now for Baylor who were top 4 in the preseason coaches poll. I mean, it's terrifying to think about what they could do to the rest of the PEC for the rest of the season. They might go undefeated.
They could, and they sit undefeated right now with this win, 5-0. Hoxer's the one who got it started, one of the 2 RLCS teammates alongside Andy. And this lead was almost extended, but Syracuse's defense in this first half, it looked really solid. They were starting to forward up, but once the second goal came in, the tides kind of started to turn.
got a couple goals there at the end, but the game was so far out of hand, and the defense from Baylor was so strong for all 4 games. Syracuse, took advantage of a couple late goals in the 3rd game to win 4-1, but the defense was so consistently excellent from Baylor that there was nothing they could do.
I want to throw something at you, Jack. When the preseason coaches poll came out, the top seed, Boise State, they won the championship last year. The 2nd seed, Michigan State, they went to the finals against Boise last year and fell. The 3rd seed, Baylor, and the 4th seed, Syracuse. SU has played seeds 1, 2, and 3, and have lost to all of them. Can they compete?
I think they can. I think those first 2 losses to Michigan State and Boise State would go much different if this team played them now. Keep in mind, Baylor just beat Boise State 3-0. Syracuse at least took a game off them, right?
Sure.
I think this is a different team from the beginning of the season. This is a different team from week 2. With that being said, I think Baylor is the number 1 team in this conference. They are the big dog here.
Well, we'll have to go back to the drawing board as Syracuse falls 3-1 to the Baylor Bears. The Orange will move to 2-3 on the year, and Baylor just sticking to this red-hot script, up 5 wins, 0 losses on the season, the number 1 team in the PEC. That'll do it. You can catch us tomorrow with some more PEC play, but your next Rocket League game, that'll be next Monday. For our whole production crew, our director of production, Sean Kelly, my good friend Jack Elliott, I'm Rowan Mastrangelo. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next week.